These 4 truths are the ones that I wish I knew earlier when I was starting out in my music career that kept me stuck for years. And I truly believe that for some of you watching, the things that I'm about to mention in this video could be the things that actually change the trajectory of your whole career and your whole life. And the first lesson that I learned the hard way is that nobody knows who you are. And this is something I learned really not too long ago, as I saw people who weren't better at me at making music, but they still had huge success, and they were walking into these studios that I could only ever just dream of. And I thought to myself, what was the difference between me and that person? Well, that person usually had some kind of social media or some other type of venue that they could use to get publicity. I think that we usually tend to think that if I can just make good enough music, then that will be it. Like, if I can just make that hit song, that will be my golden ticket to move into the studios with the most professional artists and work with the best producers in the industry. But the truth is that if nobody knows who you are, they don't know how good your music is, they don't know how much work you've put in, they don't know anything about you, they don't know your interests, they don't know your story, they don't know anything. If people don't know who you are, how do you then expect them to reach out to you and want to work with you? I mean, when you think about it, it makes so much sense that of course you need some publicity, you need to be seen in some way, shape or form. But for the most part, I think us producers, we tend to think that success will come once I'm good enough. But the truth is that success comes when you decide it will come. So you have to make sure that you are in front of people who can benefit from your art or from your craft or from your skill or whatever. And that doesn't mean that you should be making tutorials. I mean, I'm a music producer and I still make like this kind of motivational slash business slash career kind of video. And that's just because the people who are watching me don't only want to watch like tutorials and stuff. They also want to know about you. So make sure that you really put out yourself in an authentic way, which actually moves on to the next point, which is to be as authentic as you possibly can. And this is something I learned like just a few months ago, because I wanted to, grow my YouTube channel, which is a huge goal of mine, to reach like 50k subscribers or something on this YouTube channel. And I thought to myself that if I just do what these successful people do here on YouTube, then I will naturally just be successful myself. So I went onto YouTube and searched up like the most successful YouTubers. Obviously I knew who this person was, but I found this guy called Kvi, KXVI. And I thought that if I can just make a video kind of in the same vein as him, then I would see some success as well. And obviously I'm ashamed to tell you this, but I actually copied his whole entire style. And that wasn't my intention at all. It just happened like naturally, because you watch this YouTuber over here, you put him or her at a pedestal and you almost unconsciously copies everything they do, just because you want the same lifestyle or the same success that they have. But when I uploaded that video, yeah, it like 30x'd my usual views. I got way more views than I usually would have gotten. But when I went down to read in the comment section, I saw a bunch of comments of people calling me out of copying this guy named Kvi. And that was like a huge kind of knife into my stomach, because all I wanted to do was to kind of provide value to people. Obviously I have no bad intentions, but the way I did it wasn't authentic to me. So naturally people started calling me out and saying that I'm a copycat and this and that, and it hurts. But the thing is that I learned the hard way that without being authentic, you have no chance of like creating something super special. all of the people who you look up to, who have something very, very special and precious, they all are being authentic. Because if I just kept on copying Kavi forever, then I would just be Kavi 2.0. And Kavi already exists, and I think Kavi is better at being him than I am. So the best thing you can do for your mental health and for your well-being is to be yourself to the absolute max. Like, be ruthlessly authentic. And obviously there is a point to be made when it comes to emulate before experimentation. Like, you have to learn the game to kind of play the game. So there's no shame at all in like copying people in your first kind of few videos. But once you get a hang of it, I feel like it's very important to try and be as authentic as you possibly can. My third hard truth that I learned is that I have no business mindset. I mean, if you want to make your hobby or your passion, like music production, for example, or being a creative and all of this stuff, all of that comes from business. Like, if you want this to be your full-time job, if you want this to be your work, then business is what will inevitably, business is what will get you there. And I'm in no way, shape, or form any kind of business guru, or that I have major success with business in this industry or in any industry. But once I learned that business comes before art, it sounds bad when I say it, but it's actually true. Once I learned that business comes before art, then everything started to change for me, because I felt like I became free to make money, if you know what I mean. It's okay to put out songs onto Spotify and make money from streams and all of that, but that income isn't as like reliable as having your own business. And now once I'm transitioning into building my own like sound kit company, I have realized this more and more, that a business mindset in any creative art, or especially as a music producer and in the music industry, is super important. And even as an artist, like if you're a rapper or a singer or anything like that, you need to have a business mindset to be able to network with all of the people that you need to network with, and to make sure that your fans are like liking you and all of that stuff. All of that comes from strategic business principles. So never neglect the business mindset. Don't think that you're above the business, because even your favorite artists are a businessman. Like Taylor Swift is super good at business. She's a billionaire. I think she's the first the first billionaire musician, like music artist, to actually become a billionaire through music. Obviously you have people like Jay-Z and stuff like that. They have other businesses. Taylor Swift is absolutely killing it in the music industry, and that comes out of a business mindset. So make sure to really incorporate that. And the fourth truth is that you don't have to have it all figured out. Like, obviously, you know by now that you should like create content and put yourself out there and have a business mindset and all that. But you don't have to have everything figured out. Like I have nothing figured out. I know kind of where I want to go, but I'm far from having everything planned out strategically and knowing exactly when I should do what and what I should do and how to be this and how to be that. I know kind of where I want to go, and I just take action in that vein, in the hopes that I will eventually reach something that I can be proud of and something that can sustain me and my like girlfriend for a living. But to just sit around and try to think yourself into success, like trying to figure out the exact step-by-step plan on how you should achieve something, will never get you there. The only thing that will get you there is to take the first step and take the second step and then take the And then take the third step. As you move further and further towards your goal, the steps that previously was not known to you, like they were invisible, they will start to become more and more enlightened as you walk the path. So never be afraid to just take action. Start uploading, start putting yourself out there, start contacting people, and there's nothing you cannot achieve. And now on to my last and bonus point, which I promised you would be like the most groundbreaking truth that I have in this video. And this is something I have to remind myself of every single day. Even now, making this video, I have to remind myself of this sentence right here. And that is, you can't control motivation, but you can control how you act. I think especially for us music producers, motivation comes and goes like the fucking seasons, right? You have a few weeks that you're super motivated and you want to make music like every day. You want to get things done. You want to put something out. You want to like start a YouTube channel, all of that. And then 4 weeks later, you drop everything. You have no motivation. You have no sense of purpose in your music career. And you just feel like you're wasting time. But at the same time, you don't want to do the thing that you previously was so obsessed about. And even for me, like even right now, I hate the idea of making this video that you are watching right now because I'm so unmotivated. I don't feel like this YouTube channel is going anywhere and everything just feels like shit. But that's when I have to remind myself that you can't control motivation, but you can control how you act. So I can control what I do because I know that this is what I want, right? So I have to do something towards that vision, even though my motivation isn't there. And when it comes to music production, you can't sit around and wait for that like creative spark to hit you with that hit melody and hit lyrics and everything's a hit and just like produce it out and that's it. You have to start by opening up the music production program and start by laying out the chords or play on your guitar or whatever you do, like start a painting or whatever you do. You have to just start and the inspiration will follow. Like start by acting and then the inspiration and the motivation will follow. That's like one of the most important things. And that's something I have to remind myself of like every single day. I had this problem when I was like learning music production. And I had this problem when I started uploading videos on YouTube. And I have this problem right now when I'm trying to build a business. So even for me, as I'm kind of moving away more and more from that like creative music production stuff and more into building brands and actually creating a full business, I still have to remind myself of this every single day. And I know that most of you who just watched this video will just click off and leave this video and have forgotten about it tomorrow. But for the ones of you who are still watching this late into the video and you take action on the things that I have just said here, I promise you that these things right here can be the make or break of your music career, business career, sports career, or whatever career you're in. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.